Flying saucers, UFOs, little green men. Are aliens visiting Earth?
Did a UFO crash in the desert? I go to New Mexico to investigate the Roswell incident.
There's an Air Force base in Nevada that's so secret, the Air Force says it doesn't even exist. It's called Area 51. I'm going there to investigate reports of a captured UFO. Hot shot. Doubting Dave's never seen a UFO.
But that's never stopped him from taking photographs of UFOs.
And he's going to show you how to do it too. This is Mystery Hunters.
In the summer of 1947, something fell out of the sky over Roswell, New Mexico. And it landed near here. Just what that something was has been a mystery ever since. I'm here to find out what really happened. In Roswell, USA. It all started when a rancher named Mac Brazel thought he had found parts of a crashed flying saucer, or UFO. And some of those parts had strange markings on them that didn't look like they were made by human beings. Mac Brazel took what he found to the sheriff's office, and the sheriff reported it to the nearby Roswell Army Air Force Base.
Yeah, it's not from around these parts.
Air Force Information Officer Walter Hott put out a statement saying that Mac Brazel was right. He had, in fact, found the remains of a flying disc. In other words, an alien spaceship.
Well, I was told by Colonel William H. Blanchard, who was the base commander, to put out a press release that we have in our possession a flying saucer.
Newspapers and radio stations from all over the world picked up the story.
The disc landed at a ranch at Corona, New Mexico.
And it spread like wildfire. The material Mac Brazel found was sent to Fort Worth, Texas, where the Air Force held a press conference. They announced that the debris did not come from a UFO. They said it came from a weather balloon.
Yeah, the storms we're looking at here are southwest of Roswell.
Twice a day, the Weather Service launches equipment into the sky to forecast the weather. And what goes up must come down. The Air Force said that what Mac Brazel thought were pieces of a UFO were really pieces of a weather balloon that had fallen to the desert. So now, the Air Force is saying there never was a UFO. Which story was true? Bruce Rhodes has investigated the Roswell incident for years. What did the Air Force show?
The Air Force showed pieces of a weather balloon, but that's not what Mac Brazel found.
Why did the Air Force do that?
It was a part of a huge cover-up that they later have absolutely admitted to be a cover-up.
But by that time, everyone believed the weather balloon story.
Right.
The Air Force hoped that would be the end of the story. But it wasn't. A cover-up means the Air Force must have had something to hide. What was it? Well, 30 years after the mysterious debris fell out of the sky over Roswell, a UFO researcher named Stanton Friedman said he had discovered what the Air Force was covering up. He said an extraterrestrial spacecraft crashed near here. Not only that, it contained the bodies of dead aliens. Could that be true? I found a man who was called in by the Air Force just after the crash is supposed to have happened. Is there any doubt in your mind that the Air Force had the bodies of dead aliens at the base?
None whatsoever.
Is the United States Air Force keeping a captured UFO in a secret base in Nevada? The base may be secret, but a Russian spy satellite has been taking pictures of it from space. The base is called Area 51. Some people say the alien spaceship that crashed in Roswell, New Mexico, was brought to Area 51 to be studied by scientists and engineers. And there may be other extraterrestrial ships here too. Highway 375 leads to the secret base. The road is also known as the extraterrestrial highway because of what people see around here. Chuck Clark is an astrophotographer. He's expert at taking pictures of unexplained lights in the sky. How come this place is so famous for UFO sightings?
It's located at about the best spot to look at the airspace above Area 51.
Tell me about what you've seen.
I've seen glowing things rise up from Area 51 and hang motionless for minutes and then suddenly streak like 5 miles in about a second and a half and stop on a dime, hover and vanish.
What did you think it was?
It must be alien technology. It defies what we can do with our physics.
Chuck had to leave, but I decided to stay. Because the UFOs are supposed to appear here at night.
Whoa. If you think there's no such thing as a UFO, get a load of that. Can you hear it? It's like a whirling sound. It looks like it's going down. It's going down in the field. Go, 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 go. Saw it land over there. Whoa. Here's your UFO, Grab a camera, and I will show you how to use this and a few other things lying around your house to make UFO photos so good, even experts can't tell if they're fake. Hoax number 1. Ask your parents to drive you to a lookout over your city or town, or any place you think has a cool view. Attach a silver coin to the windshield, just a bit more than halfway up. If your camera is like this one, and you can't focus it yourself, make sure the center of the viewfinder is aimed at the horizon and the coin is off to the side. If you have a camera where you can focus manually, focus on the horizon. And voila! Close encounters of the fake kind. Hoax number 2. Find something that's metal and saucer-shaped, like a pie plate, a trash can lid, or even a hubcap. Point your camera at the horizon, then have a friend toss the saucer out in front of you. When it flies into frame, snap the photo. The saucer will look blurry, mysterious, and huge. Hoax number 3. Take the top off a drink cup. Then, glue it onto a plastic lid. So together, they look like a flying saucer. With some fishing line, hang your homemade saucer from a tree branch. The fishing line can't be seen by film. Focus on infinity, then snap a photo of your blurry saucer against the sky. Another alien invader. There are a ton of pictures of UFOs floating around out there, including ones faked with simple, low-tech means like these. And photo experts can't always tell if they're real or not. But that doesn't mean UFOs don't exist. In fact, if you listen closely, you can hear hundreds of them approaching right now.
Did an alien spacecraft crash in Roswell, New Mexico in 1947? Many people believe it happened, and that's not all. They also say the spacecraft contained the bodies of dead aliens. Glenn Dennis was a funeral director in the area at the time of the reported UFO crash. Why did the Air Force contact you?
They were wanting information on preparation for bodies lying out in the element for several days, and how many airproof, waterproof caskets that we had in stock.
Glenn says he arrived at the military base and saw pieces of wreckage in the back of several ambulances. What did the debris look like?
It looked like what fiberglass might look like today, and we had no knowledge of any fiberglass in that time and period.
But an Army officer stopped Glenn from going any further.
He told me to do not take a step, stay right there. He came back with 2 MPs, military policemen, said, get this man off the base. He's not supposed to be out here.
But Glenn knew a nurse on the base who told him she saw autopsies being carried out on the aliens. These are sketches of what she described. What did the nurse see?
She just told me they were very small. They were less 3.5 feet, had a large head, large eyes, the 2 orifices for the nostril and one small mouth, and no ears, the 2 holes through the ears.
The people here at the International UFO Museum and Research Center say they have some solid evidence to show me. Is this an actual piece of a UFO?
Has the U.S. Air Force captured UFOs? And are they keeping them on a base called Area 51? I'm at a place called the Black Mailbox, even though it's white, close to Area 51. People report seeing strange lights and things flying in the sky around here. I'm actually really creeped out. My biggest fear is being abducted by aliens. We haven't seen anything yet. All I see is the light of the moon. I saw nothing in the sky that night, but drive to town nearby and you'll see plenty of aliens. There are so many sightings of strange lights in the sky here that people come from all over the world to try and see a UFO. Do you believe in aliens?
I don't know, but I'd like to.
It's gonna be exciting if, I can see one.
Pat Travis owns the little Ailey Inn. Pat says aliens have visited her motel.
Yes, and that is a fact. We had, through the center of our back door, my husband and I were the only two people here when this happened, but we had a light about 3 inches across come and shoot through the door, and at the same instant, it illuminated the whole door jamb. And there was nothing outside. It was at least 20 below zero.
Were you scared?
No. We've never been scared of being here or the alien beings that I feel or we feel that are here.
I contacted the Air Force and asked for permission to visit the base, and they sent me this fax.
Your request is disapproved.
Looks like they have something to hide. I'm going to get as close as I can to Area 51 to see if I can find out what that would be.
Oh, yeah. I heard there might be aliens on the other side of this fence, and I may finally have the proof I need to show them. Hey! That reminds me. I got a great email about alien visitors from 11-year-old Louise Kuo of Auckland, New Zealand. Take a look on the Mystery Illustrator. Dear Doubting Dave, I have a friend who totally believes that an alien spaceship crash-landed in Roswell in 1947, and that the government is hiding the ship, the aliens, and the truth from everyone. My question is, why would they keep aliens a secret? Well, Louise, if aliens really think... Hey! No! Oh. If aliens really did crash land in Roswell, there could be lots of reasons to keep it a secret. Maybe the government wants to keep the alien technology for themselves. So they told the world it doesn't exist. Or maybe they don't want us to know that spaceships can come and go as they please.
Nuts.
And there's nothing they can do about it. Maybe they worry that would make people panic. It's happened once already.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the latest news bulletin. An invading army from the planet Mars has just landed on a farm in New Jersey. This is
9 years before the Roswell incident, a small group of actors performed a radio play about aliens invading Earth.
Good heavens, someone is emerging from a metal cylinder.
But many listeners didn't realize it was a play, and they freaked out because they actually thought aliens had landed.
It's coming right up!
Of course, maybe there's nothing in Roswell for the government to cover up. There's no proof that aliens crashed there. And even if they did, I doubt the government could keep a secret for this long.
Discovery Kids brings a brand new zone just for you.
How sweet! They've got to show cartoons!
Eureka! There's tunes, tunes, and more tunes. And they've got your name written all over them.
It's a deal. This could be exciting.
It's more than that. It's Toontastic. But remember, there's strictly no grown-ups allowed.
Yeah!
Or else. Toontastic, weekends 6 till 2 on Discovery Kids.
Did an alien spacecraft crash in Roswell, New Mexico in 1947? If it did, I want to see some solid evidence. The people at the International UFO Museum and Research Center say it happened, and this could be the evidence I'm looking for, an actual piece of a UFO. Sharon Rhodes works at the museum.
The piece of metal was donated to the UFO Museum by an artist whose name was Blake Larson, and he received the piece of metal from a former serviceman who was stationed at the base at the time of the incident.
Are you certain it was made by extraterrestrials?
I'm not sure. It could have been.
Did that piece of metal really come from a UFO? And if it wasn't made on Earth, I want to see some proof. So I arranged to have a piece of the metal tested in a lab. Hi, Chris.
Morning, Raya.
Chris McKee works for the New Mexico Bureau of Mines and Minerals.
First, we'll put it in a sample holder. Then we'll have to put it in a spectrometer. The machine bombards the sample with X-rays. The sample is composed primarily of copper with some silver.
Copper and silver exist on other planets, but they also exist on Earth. That means that the pieces of metal in the museum could just as easily have been made by a human being. Hi, Dave.
Hi, Ryan. How are you?
David Thomas is a scientist. He says there are many possible explanations for what happened in Roswell in 1947. And one of the most likely explanations of all is balloons. But not weather balloons, right?
Right. Project Mogul was a very secret project that the United States Army Air Force did back in 1947 to use balloons to get microphones high up in the sky to see if they could hear Russian atomic tests. We were worried about the Russians getting the bomb. And the very first one they launched from New Mexico, it was a tall, 600-foot-long string of 24 balloons. But we think that that experiment, when it crashed, it dragged pieces of itself on the ground, and it left all sorts of stuff on this fellow Mac Brazel's ranch. It's a very high probability that that's exactly what he found.
What about the alien symbols? The pieces Mac Brazel found in his field had strange writing on them. But Dave Thomas thinks it's because the Army balloons had reflectors on them that were held together by tape made by a toy company.
And that tape had funny, almost alien-looking symbols on it. But we think the symbols came from that toy factory in Manhattan.
Do you think there's any possibility of alien spacecraft?
I think there may be some intelligent creatures out there. Maybe they've built spaceships. I don't think it's been proven that they've come to Earth, and I sure don't think they crashed a ship at Roswell.
The mayor of Roswell is Bill Owen. Did a UFO crash near your town?
If you look at all the facts, I think you can't help but conclude that there was something significant that happened out north of Roswell, and everybody's got their own opinion of it.
What do you think?
It certainly could be a UFO. A lot of people believe exactly that.
And that includes the thousands of visitors who come here every year to investigate and celebrate the Roswell incident for themselves. Is it possible there's some real aliens amongst them? And right now, Earthlings, Christina is on the extraterrestrial highway, closing in on Area 51.
Is the United States Air Force keeping a captured UFO at a secret base called Area 51? It looks like we're alone, but we're definitely being watched. Those are high-tech sensors that will sound the alarm if we pass this point in the road. And those trucks just appeared. The people in them are called camo dudes. They guard the area 24 hours a day. This is a restricted area. If we take our mystery hunters cameras any closer, the camo dudes could take them off us and we'd never get them back. I'm gonna try to get a shot with my camera. As long as I don't pass those signs up there, I think I'll be okay. Wow, these guys aren't kidding. Use of deadly force is authorized. If I could just get inside Area 51, maybe I can get my hands on a piece of an alien spacecraft. But the base is about 10 miles away from here. This is as close as anyone gets. But I did get my hands on pictures of top secret aircraft that come from Area 51. And some of them look like UFOs, especially at night. They're actually the newest generation of spy planes and military aircraft that the Air Force is testing. These planes aren't from outer space. But there are people who believe the Air Force is developing these planes with technology copied from captured UFOs.
I think the alien beings actually work with our people. I think that's how we have gotten so smart in these years.
If I can't get into Area 51, maybe I can find someone who's been on the inside. Bob Gilliland actually worked there as a test pilot. He agreed to meet with me. Bob was the first person to ever fly this plane, the Lockheed SR-71 Blackbird. At the time, it was a top secret project. Do you think it's possible that someone somewhere could be copying alien technology? And do you think that somewhere could be Area 51?
In order to answer your question, I should take note of the fact that there are many millions on Earth that believe in all kinds of fantasies, and they get a lot of fun out of that. But if you want the reality, you won't find any alien creatures here on planet Earth.
What makes you so sure?
The distances are too great for aliens to come here, and it's all a fiction.
So you're telling me that out of all your years working at Area 51, there's never been anything that suggests that aliens exist?
I've flown in a lot of secret places, and there are no aliens or UFOs in any of those places.
There's an aerospace archaeologist named Peter Merlin who's been finding bits and pieces of flying machines scattered in the desert. Is this a piece of UFO?
Actually, it's a piece of a Lockheed U-2 spy plane that crashed in 1957.
These are all pieces of the U-2. This is plexiglass from the canopy. This is skin from the aircraft. You can see a honeycomb pattern where this material was glued. Take a look at this, Christina. This plane on the cover, that's the same one we found pieces of.
The American government needed a secret location to test spy planes, so they built Area 51. Why do you think so many people believe in the UFO stories?
I think fundamentally people want to believe that we're not alone in the universe.
I can't prove that the Air Force doesn't have a UFO stashed away somewhere in here. But when people see strange objects in the sky, it's most likely that they're really seeing secret military planes that were made right here on Earth using human technology. That's pretty incredible all by itself.
You know that UFOs are supposed to be able to hover above the ground without making a sound? Kind of like this. Thanks for watching.
Remember,
things aren't always what they seem.